Hey everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this update video. I hope that you guys are doing really wonderful this morning. And so we're going to be taking a look at what is currently happening across the tropical Atlantic. There's a new tropical wave out there, and some activity remains prevalent across sections of the Caribbean. So we'll be taking a look at the rainfall maps as well later down in this video. And so before I go into details, please do subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and tap the bell so that you never miss an important update. And so guys, as well, yesterday was an immense success with my graduation, and from the graduating class I also got the most awards for the academic year 2022-2023. And so I want to thank all of you for your continuous messages congratulating me and motivating me to do my best in whatever comes next. And so now let's get on with what is happening across the tropics. And so we can see here on the satellite imagery that there is a lot of activity out there compared to yesterday. So this wave didn't have much going on for it. However, this morning we're seeing that it has some activity as it continues to propagate towards the west. And then over in the Caribbean, things getting a little bit messy for some areas. And let's now go ahead and take a closer look at the region. So we can see here that there is a lot of moisture. So some shower and thunderstorm activity even noted across some area sections of eastern Jamaica. Likely received some activity earlier this morning, so you can let me know in the comments what happened in your area and if you are receiving or have received rainfall since the start of the day. But more rainfall is in the forecast as we progress throughout the day for some areas. And down in the ABC Islands, thankfully there is at least some cloud cover, though a whole lot of rainfall is not anticipated for today. And then over in the Lesser Antilles, all that activity is clearing out, so much rainfall today is unlikely. Over in Central America, for some areas, similar story. There isn't too much happening in the area. But as I said, for parts of Jamaica, even going to Hispaniola, Cuba, there might be quite a bit of activity in some areas. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the rainfall maps, and we're starting out with the Euro model. And so as the map becomes more colorful, that is where we see higher rainfall totals. So as we head more to those shades of oranges and reds and burgundy, those indicate much higher rainfall totals. So throughout today, we can see that most of the Eastern Caribbean remains dry. It is going to be a dry, hot day, and so the heat is definitely not something to play around with because it is so hot. So please try to stay indoors and as hydrated as possible, and it is best to avoid going out and being exposed to too much sunlight during peak hours of the day, heading to around midday and a couple hours before and after that point. So it's best to stay indoors as much as possible, and it is also important to stay cool. And then head into the west though for some spots in Hispaniola, maybe some shower activity, but we see that a bit of rainfall is possible across the ABC Islands or Curacao, Bonaire, and even for some sections of Jamaica. And Euro is expecting that it is parts of southern and eastern Jamaica that will be receiving the most rainfall through today. And we even see Little Cayman and Cayman Brac being in that yellow shade, so some rainfall activity is definitely possible there. Not as much for Grand Cayman, seeing some of those totals as well for sections of Cuba, going to the Bahamas and Florida. And over into Central America, as I said, most areas not going to be receiving a whole lot of rainfall, but the chance is still there, especially going down to Costa Rica and Panama. And for northern South America, we see that Colombia and Venezuela are expected to receive the most rainfall, some rainfall possible, especially in the afternoon hours for Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. Heading to GFS, GFS also not showing much going on for the east, but heading more to the western Caribbean, going to some parts of Hispaniola, Jamaica, Cuba, the Cayman Islands. We're going to be seeing some more rainfall activity, some increased rainfall activity. And the model is also in agreement with the Euro in terms of Central America not receiving too much, and the rainfall expected across northern South America, as well as some sections of South Florida and the Bahamas. So there we have the models being somewhat in agreement with that rainfall expected today. And so as for that other tropical wave that is making its way to the Caribbean, by the time we head to the weekend and even early next week, it could bring some increased rainfall to the eastern islands. But of course, I'll continue to keep you guys posted on that and what is expected. But for now, it is likely going to be remaining pretty hot and dry across the most of the islands over there: Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, all of the Lesser Antilles. And once that activity moves out of the ABC Islands, it is unlikely that there's going to be anything major in the area. And so that is pretty much it for this update. This is what I wanted to share with you guys, and I will continue to post necessary updates as time goes by. And so apologies if I sounded pretty exhausted in this video. That is because I am, thanks to the festivities of yesterday. So I'm definitely going to be getting some more rest after this is posted. And if you have any questions, do leave them in the comments. I will respond when I get the chance to. And remember to always be weatherwise.